Welcome into Fantasy Pros, the fantasy football podcast, Hot Takes. I'm Chris Welsh, and you guys are in for a treat because we always bring you hot takes, whether in written, podcast, or video form. So much so, we did a version of this. There was one thing missing in Hot Takes 1.0. It was the actual hot sauce and the wings. We have rectified that today because we are getting down with the sickness. We have Hot Takes 2.0, the hottest of takes with the hottest of sauces. Yes, myself, Andrew Erickson, and Scott Bogman are about to endeavor into the chaos of not just giving a physical hot take, but eating the hot take as we go. That's what we have in store for you today. 10 hot takes, 5 sauces, and a couple that might push some boundaries. So get ready for some hopefully great fantasy football advice and some potentially struggling, hurting fantasy football analysts. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Andrew Erickson, what will be hotter, your takes or the sauces you're about to consume?
The sauces. The sauces 100% for sure are going to be hotter than the hottest takes that I can give.
Well,
I can only expand in Galaxy Brain so much compared
You're
to
about to expand your mind. This is going to be more eye-opening than Aaron Rodgers' field trip.
So here's a slight little caveat to this episode as well. None of us know the takes. I, the host, do not know the takes. Both of these fine gentlemen do not know each other's takes. So there is a true chaos that is going to be in here. Now, Bogman, I heard through a grapevine that your hottest of hot take is a doozy. So what do you think is going to be more punishing? Your take that the listeners are going to be consuming or the wing with a potentially scorpion-based 2 million Scoville sauce?
Listen, I don't think there's anything someone can say to me to hurt me as bad as these sauces can. So I think, and listen, to me, this has come up when I worked at a grocery store. I used to pay, the baggers $5 to eat a habanero. So I deserve this. It's about time. This is cosmic karma for me. And by the way, I got signed up for this show, and they're like, "You can do this, right?" I was like, "I think I should be able."
We're looking for volunteers.
And then everybody else, everyone who's supposed to do this show with me canceled, like 3 or 4 people, and then Erickson stepped up like a man to do it. So thank you, Erickson, for being here.
People should know. This is 100%.
Fantasy pros are.
People should know. People have bailed on this show. That's how scared people are. So strap in. I got no promises for you. We've got great fantasy football information with hot, bold takes.
We have fantasy football information. These are hot takes.
But we're also going to be trying to give you these hot takes while we are pushing down the hot sauces. I think you guys know the drill. That is what we have in store for you. As we are about to set up here, I do want to remind you guys, first, we fantasy, because you can do that with the draft kit. fantasypros.com/kit. Get in on all of the chaos that we've got for you in the best ways, from the boldest of takes, or it could be players to avoid, draft strategy, ranks, and more. Andrew Erickson, Derek Brown, Pat Fitzmaurice, everybody. I've got articles on there. We got you set with the draft kit. So go and check it out today. Get your draft prep ready with us for free over on Fantasy Pros. There's some premium articles in there as well on the premium side, but go and check it out today. fantasypros.com/kit, because yes, first we do fantasy. Gentlemen, we are about to jump into this bad boy, but I want to see your weaponry. As already shown, we've got, some of the sauces. We have a ghost pepper sauce at the almost tippy top. We've got a very, very hot Trinidad scorpion sauce. Those are the top 2 ones. I will announce them as we go. But let's see what wings you guys are working with. Yeah, you got some other ancillary things. We got some bread. We've got some milk to help us out. But yeah, Bogman, let's start with you. You have got a plate of wings and fries together.
That's right. A nice combo from Wingstop. Thank you very much.
Okay, no free sponsorships, but yeah.
From a wing place, excuse me. Bleep that out. Thank you, production. This is full of milk. This is all milk right here.
Horribly disgusting.
Okay. Water. I got ranch dressing.
Water's a trap.
Water is a trap, but I need to say
he knows it's a trap.
Salt.
Drink it anyway.
Okay. Some really disgusting choices. Andrew Erickson, can we please see what you will be working with today?
Yeah, so I found this on the street, so I decided to pick it
Yep.
up.
Yep.
that checks.
Saddest looking wings I've seen in a while, but they were frozen. Now they're not. Got some cottage cheese here is my dairy
Cottage
source
cheese.
here. Got to get the protein in. Got some bread, little bread, and some OJ citrus.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, citrus.
if the OJ don't fit. All right. Well, I have also got some bread. I've got milk as shown, and what I will be working today with are animal nugs, just like you should do on this. We're gonna rock some animal nuggies here. We've got a bear, we got a rhino, and we've even got a dolphin. So I'm representing the Nug crew here, and we are going to be saucing with...
Tell me you have kids without telling me
If I
you
knew
have
I
kids.
could have brought nugs, I would have brought those instead.
Well, I'm the host. I can do what I want. I'm going to suffer through this. And by the way, I'm going to be doing more than you guys. So today we are rocking the animal nugs. So we've got a great representation of what the sauces will be doing. I know you guys are like, let's get into it. Let's start the hot takes off with Mr. Scott Bogman. We have got an Amarillo sauce, which is a 30 to 50,000 Scoville. So, Bogman, let's dip our wings or nugs. Bring it on camera,
It's just
please.
a dab, right?
Just-
Like just a little drip.
Yeah, just a little drippy drip so you guys can see. I rock that there. It's a pretty good one. I'm ready.
Way too much.
Wait, perfect. All right. So let's jump into it,
shoot.
Boggs.
I got it on my computer already.
It's all good. Having the nug eaten. It's very good. That's kind of sweet. Very good to hear people eating while you're doing a podcast or video. Not bad at all, actually. So, Boggs,
Extremely
this take, like this sauce, is mild, but will it be sweet? I kind of thought this was a little bit of a sweet sauce. There was no burn, no hurt there.
No burn at all.
So,
I'm feeling good about this.
does your hot take represent this sauce in our first mild hot take?
I would say yes. My first hot take is that Cam Scatterbo leads the New York Giants in touches this season. Kind of, as instructed, this is kind of a mild take, and that's kind of where we're at with this one. Last season, Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary combined for 364 combined touches with the New York Giants. A little hot on the back end, by the way. I got a little bit of it.
Oh, you got it? All right.
But just a touch, not anything bad at all.
Yeah, your skin's
But-
not turning red at all. Keep going.
But Cam Scatterbo, 338 touches at Arizona State last season. So almost as many touches as both these guys combined. I think he's already the better lead back. He's definitely the better in between the tackles back for the Giants, and he's making some buzz in camp right now. So I do think Cam Scatterbo leads the New York Giants in touches in 2024 as a rookie.
Erickson, Cam Scatterbo's getting a lot of run right now, specifically in camp where he was running with ones, and they kind of paired back on it, making great catches, making great plays. Really seems like he's one of those guys that is just not going to really be held back. I don't think there's anything scary you saw in the sauces when we get to yours, but is there anything scary in any bold takes on Cam Scatterbo this year?
I don't think so. I mean, I have him ranked clearly ahead of Tyrone Tracy, and even if it's a committee to kind of start the season, I think that it's Scatterbo's job to lose in the end. I just think that he profiles as that 3-down workhorse that we've seen Brian Daboll kind of lean on at times, and the fact that Tyrone Tracy got replaced last year at times for Devin Singletary because of the fumbling issue, that's a big concern. And Scatterbo, if he had just been drafted a couple picks earlier, if he had came to the table with round 3 draft capital, I think that he would just be looked at in a completely different lens.
And he should have, because this class was so deep at running back.
Exactly. And he was 3 picks away from the end of the round 3 versus, oh, well, now he's a day 3 pick, and he gets bucketed into that conversation. But I think that the skill set is there. And honestly, Boggs, I don't think this is spicy enough for a mild take.
Yeah.
I don't think
this
it's spicy
was a
enough.
mild take. It's pretty mild.
It's pretty mild.
I tell you what, that sauce, milder than my take.
Well, Erickson, what perfect timing then. Let's see what type of connection we're going to have here. Let's bring it up. I'm joining you. That's the scary thing about this episode as well. I'm going on both, on each one of these. I don't know if I'm going to last till the end. We'll see. You guys can make some bets in the comments. Will Welsh last all the way to the 5th take? But bring your wing up. I quite enjoyed this. I am going to give some...
It's not bad.
Do it on screen, Erickson. What are you doing?
Sorry.
Well, it's just messy, dude.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
messy.
I tried to do it on
Okay.
screen.
Let's go. I didn't get any of that kickback. Oh, why do you eat wings like that?
What?
That's how a Yankee eats wings.
So you had some lips going with those wings. You had some lips, brother. All right. Can your take be hotter than this sauce or Scott Bogman?
Good.
Yes, it can be hotter than this sauce. Very mild so far. Yeah, I'm ready. Am I ready to drop my
Let's hear it.
My take?
Yeah.
So I'm coming out the gates much hotter than this sauce. So I'm going with Drake London. Finishes as the wide receiver 1 overall. That is my mild take. So
That's
I'm
your
setting
mild
the stage,
take for the show? Let's go.
I'm setting the
Wow.
stage for a lot of hot takes. Just starting out the gates with, I think it's a banger with Drake London. But so he's still a consensus top 10 wide receiver. So I don't think that him finishing as a top 5 receiver is too outlandish to project. But just looking at what I expect from him based on the red zone targets that he's seen historically. So red zone targets are kind of the shortcut to that wide receiver 1 overall finish in fantasy. I was talking about that last year when I was projecting, hey, Jamar Chase could be the wide receiver 1 overall. So the last 6 wide receiver 1 overall finishers have all led the NFL in red zone targets that same season that they were the wide receiver 1 overall. Last year, Drake London tied for 3rd in the NFL in red zone targets. He was top 10 in total end zone targets. He's leads all wide receivers in target rate in the red zone. So I think that he has a chance to flirt with double-digit touchdowns just based on the red zone usage. He's the clear-cut alpha in this passing game for the Atlanta Falcons, attached to a promising second-year quarterback named Michael Penix, who's got the full install as the starter this offseason. And don't forget, Michael Penix, to me, is a wide receiver booster. He elevates the wide receiver plays around him. Just look at last year. All those receivers that got drafted from Washington, how did they do their rookie year in their first season without Michael Penix? It wasn't that impressive. From Odunze, from Polk. Yes, McMillan ran hot with touchdowns, but from an efficiency standpoint, none of these guys stood out as rookies. So I'm looking at, okay, well, what was the common denominator between these guys? It was Michael Penix, maybe, playing him as their quarterback in college. So I like the quarterback upgrade going from Penix, or going from Kirk Cousins to Michael Penix. And then the last thing is slot usage, right? It's kind of sometimes a cheat code for fantasy football purposes. You look at Drake London, he was using the slot more than he had last year than he had been the two previous years combined. And we're looking at how effective he was. He was PFF's 3rd highest graded wide receiver from the slot, behind only Nico Collins and Puka Nacua, other guys who are kind of in that wide receiver 1 overall candidacy. So Zach Robinson, the OC for the Falcons, comes over from the Rams. We've obviously seen the Rams put up a lot of high-end wide receiver 1 seasons, whether it's Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua over the last couple seasons. So I think it's London's turn to really ball out in Atlanta, entering year 4. He's a really young guy, not even turned 24 years old yet. So yeah, Drake London for me, wide receiver 1.
Second dab is it's milling around a little bit. Just letting you know, you get 2 in there. Like, that was a very good sauce. It's milling around in there. This take is not milling around. This is a hot take. Erickson has absolutely set the stage, Boggs. What does it take for Drake London to be bigger than Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase in your mind? Because this feels like a million Scoville type of take in here. What do you think it takes for him to be the number 1 overall over specifically those 2 guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have to be a great performance from Michael Penix, because last season he had 100 catches, he had 1,200 yards, he had 9 touchdowns. So that was a great year, but to beat Jamar, to beat Jefferson, to beat Chase, you got to be up near 1,500 yards and more than 10 touchdowns. So it shouldn't take a lot. He's on the cusp right there, and you'd think with better play at quarterback, it's definitely doable. So yes, this is a hot take, but it is definitely doable for Drake London, which keeps it down here in this category.
All right, first all in. I love the eating between the takes too. Some hungry boys here. We got Erickson just like just eating. We'll
it's
see.
Good sauce, man. That first one was good, no problem at all.
Well,
I have a feeling I'm going to be crying at the end.
Yeah,
but that one was pretty good.
Remember this moment, and then we'll talk in about 35 minutes to 40 minutes. We got number 2 coming up here. At least 2 for both of these guys. But first, get in the game. Best Ball is live at DraftKings. $15 million is on the line with real stakes and real excitement. Best Ball is the biggest fantasy contest on DraftKings. We're talking a $15 million guaranteed prize pool with 2 millionaires being crowned for first and second place. Play season-long fantasy football the DraftKings way. With Best Ball, there's no waiver wires, no roster management. You get bigger rosters, so injuries won't end your season. Just draft your team, and you're set. If a shot at winning a share of $15 million isn't enough to get you excited, check this out. DraftKings is offering everyone a Draft One, Get One special. Your $20 entry fee scores you a bonus ticket. Download the DraftKings app and use code FANTASYPROS. That's code FANTASYPROS for all customers who enter the NFL Best Ball $15 million contest to get a bonus ticket and get a shot at being crowned one of 2 millionaires only on DraftKings. We are moving up the hot take meter with a Serrano chili sauce. We are going to be rocking this one. Actually, funny enough, this one looks like it's even a milder one. It's lower Scoville, but it moves up the hot meter a tiny bit. So let's check out our, I guess this would be the spicy take. So we're going spicy take here, spicy chili Serrano. And Erickson, we are going to start with actually Erickson up first here. So dab that bad boy up. I'm going to dab this up even more than usual. So you can see I got half the nug. There's Erickson's lips again. Here we go. All right. That one's got a little bit on the tongue.
A little bit more?
There's a little bit punch on the tongue here, Erickson. Well, yeah, I'm feeling that. It's hanging around the tongue. How are your lips doing?
It's definitely hotter than the first one.
Yeah, it's less Scoville. That's weird. This is less Scoville. This one burns a little bit more. So, all right, Erickson, you don't get much of a break between your takes here. I'm going to get a little drink here. But let's hear. Take number 2. You dropped Drake London. How much spicier is this take like the sauce?
So we're sticking with the Drake theme here with my hot takes. Going to the quarterback position, Drake May is going to finish as a top 5 fantasy quarterback in 2025. So I'm making this bet based on, or this bold take based on the rushing upside that Drake May can offer. Last year as a rookie, average over 30 rushing yards per game. If you look at the 7 quarterbacks that hit that mark, 5 of them finished as top 6 scorers in terms of fantasy points per dropback. So the fact that he has that rushing puts him into a certain threshold of, okay, this guy can finish as a top 5 fantasy quarterback if he can get a little boost in the passing game. And that's what we're expecting from all the improvements that the Patriots have made during the offseason. Adding juice to the draft with guys like Trayvon Henderson, with a player like a Kyle Williams at the wide receiver position, getting Stephon Diggs. Again, he's a guy coming off a torn ACL at 31 years old, but he's still arguably better than anyone they had last year on the roster. So even as bad as it was last year, Drake May still threw a touchdown in every single game that he played fully in those 10 full starts. And he was averaging 18.1 fantasy points per game in those 10 starts where he played the entire game. That was QB 15 on the year. So that's where you're drafting him. I just think that he has immense upside. And if the passing does come together, the offensive line is just average. I think Drake May, with this rushing, can be a top 5 fantasy quarterback. Josh McDaniels stepping in as the new OC. He's had success. Again, it's mostly been Tom Brady, but Mac Jones did have a pretty good rookie year with Josh McDaniels before things got off the rails. And Cam Newton. Again, it's going to be a bar trivia. It's going to be like, who had the most rushing touchdowns for a Patriots quarterback in Patriots history? It was Cam Newton, right? The guy that you don't ever remember being on the Patriots, but he was, and he had some success under Josh McDaniels. So Drake May, for me, top 5 fantasy quarterback. I think he's going to come out of the gates hot, like this hot take, because first 2 weeks of the season, Raiders, Dolphins. Good matchups for Drake May.
Erickson, how are you holding up on the sauce, by the way? Give us a little breakdown.
I can feel it.
I had a realization.
I can feel something going on.
I had a realization, because I've never done this before, but I had a realization while you were talking, going, oh no, I'm going to have a hard time focusing. Like the focus level when we move through this episode, this is not a high Scoville. If this is getting me, the focus is going to really be a little bit difficult. So it's biting the tongue a little bit. So Boggs, what do you think about Drake May? Drake May is interesting. There's a Bo Nix quality to it when you think about the rushing upside. Yeah. You've added a couple playmakers in to New England, but I think a lot is built off of Drake May taking that next big step. And some might even argue that Bo Nix and Drake May's ADP should potentially be flipped in some regards. So what do you think? Do you think this is a spicy enough take? Do you think this sauce or Drake May on Erickson's take is going to be spicier?
I think Drake May finishing. Where do you say top 5 is? I think that is definitely because he has to push somebody out. He has to push one of those big 3 out at the top, or Burrow or Hurts. So that would be huge. I think putting him at 6 would be more reasonable. But Drake May has a runway to start 17 games, right? He's going to start all the games. He's going to run a lot. I think your Bo Nix comparison is perfect, Welsh. I think that is exactly what he could be. So he doesn't have to finish top 5 for you to get value on him because he's going as QB 16 right now in terms of ECR. I have met 15, so I'm ahead. I was on this bandwagon. I like that, Erickson, but you don't have to take him there. So yeah, get him late, and this is why you wait on quarterbacks. There's a lot of good ones down there.
Well, Boggs, I'm going to tell you to fire up. I'm going to fire up my nug. If anyone was worrying, by the way, or wondering, we are on Dolphin right now. Apparently, I saved all Bears for the end. We ate the Rhino in the first one. We are going Dolphin. So bring this up here so we can see.
Got my green sauce all over it.
All right, I'm going to dab this up here because I'm going to go for 2. And you guys are going without me. There we go. Spicy number 2, Amarillo sauce. Lower Scoville. It holds your tongue a tiny bit more. Maybe like the thought of drafting Drake May as your QB1. That might worry you a tiny bit. I don't know if this sauce worries you, Boggs, but where are you going? Hot take number 2, your spicy take. We are you got a lot to live up to moving off of what is probably the mildest of takes. What do you got for your spicy take?
Trey McBride leads tight ends in touchdowns this season in 2025. How about that one?
Okay, Mr. Positive Regression. Let's hear it.
He was number 3 in end zone targets among tight ends. He was number 5 in snaps at tight end. He was number 1 in first reads among tight ends. He gets looks, and that was, his second season with Kyler Murray. Now they're going with their third. Marvin Harrison should be better, maybe opening up some stuff underneath as well. I just think that when you look at a guy of this caliber, when he's getting so many targets every single year, and this is what he's going to be. He's going to be an upper echelon, 147 targets, dude. 153 for Bowers. After that, Kelsey had 133, and Jonnu had 111. Nobody else is getting 100 targets. So you pick one of these guys to lead in touchdowns. I don't think it's even that hot to take. That's why I put it at number 2. Guy had 111 catches, 1,146 yards, only 2 scores. I don't think that this is this guy has a problem in contested catches or anything. He doesn't. He's a good tight end. It was a weird happening that happened last year. So Trey McBride scoring the most touchdowns among tight ends would be the second least surprising thing out of all these takes that I have after Cam Scatterboo. So I warmed it up a little bit after Cam Scatterboo.
Like that sauce. You would say that one had a little bit of a bite, right, Boggs?
This sauce is perfect. I love this sauce.
I would agree. I think this is actually
perfect sauce.
This is a phenomenal sauce if you want a little bit, if you want to feel something while you're doing it. You want a little bit of a kick. By the way, watch your hands. Erickson's like wiping his face. When we get to Ghost Pepper, I don't want you doing that, so be careful.
Yeah, Erickson, seriously. Don't touch your eyeballs, bro.
Erickson, what do you think about, I know you're a big Trey McBride guy. There's a discussion really on where like the top 3 guys are. I think a big argument, it's kind of clearly in our face with the amount of volume that a guy like Trey McBride is going to get. You've got to see some positive regression from the touchdowns. But do you think it could be at the level where he leads all tight ends? Because I would say this, and it's pretty easy to say, if he leads all tight ends in touchdowns, he's the number 1 tight end in fantasy. I'm not really sure there's an argument there. Don't you think?
I love this take from Boggs about Trey McBride with the touchdowns because it's like a joke, right? When you look at, he never scores touchdowns. And it's been not just last year, but the year before that. You go back to college. He doesn't exactly pop off in the touchdown column. So you're thinking, man, this guy's just allergic to the end zone. And then you look back and see a player like a James Cook, right? Where he doesn't score touchdowns. And then you look up one year and he scores 19 touchdowns. Because that's how touchdown regression works, right? It works in mysterious ways, and sometimes it hits all at once in one season where Trey McBride scores 16 touchdowns and then goes back to 4 for the rest of his career, like Terry McLaurin last year, right? Look at his every year. It's 4, 6, 5, and then he scores 19 touchdowns. So I think that going with Trey McBride here, it is a hot take. It feels weird, though, because he's the ECR tight end, too, and to think that a top 3 consensus tight end saying that they lead the NFL in touchdowns is a hot take is weird, but it still works because of Trey McBride.
It's kind of like this sauce. I think this is a very good representation of this sauce. Like, it's kind of weird. The low Scoville would also make us think it should not be too crazy, but it is a little bit higher. It's a little bit of a hotter take. It's a very good one. I do feel we are being lulled a little bit for the hottest of takes, but that is going to take us to our third level. We are moving up the hot meter, my friends, with, what is this, a Scotch, did you say Bonnet? Is it a Scotch Bonnet sauce? It is, you're muted, Boggs. It is described as kind of like used for jerk chicken. I would say there's also not really any information. So it's a Caribbean type of sauce. So we're going to go into this a little bit unknown. And Bogman, we are going to jump right back to you. So that's part of the trick of this game. So what I would do is ask you to, I will load up my teddy bear. You load up your dude. And you know what I'm also say? I say we should go higher. Let's go more than you would normally put. So really dab that sucker on, okay? Let's really push the limits. Are you ready to push the limits? Push it to
Let's
the
go.
limit. Here we go. Explain some flavors.
Heard that crunch.
Yeah, there's some crunch. Let's hear some flavors, Boggs.
It's pretty sweet at the front.
It is. It's biting in the back. That one got. You know what? They had me at the beginning. They got me on the back end. That one is a tackle on the 5-yard line. That one hit me a little bit, Boggs. No.
No. Let me do one more.
Yeah, we'll do one more.
No, that's not.
This is how it starts.
This is the third one, Erickson. Don't even worry about it.
Let's also see though.
Honestly, I feel like the green one was worse.
Okay, well, you got fun with that. Let's see if your take is anything like this. Are we going to be feeling Bogman's take? Bogman, you've got the third down of the sauces. How does your taste and your take? How does your take?
There it goes.
Yeah, now it's. I'm starting to struggle a little bit.
Now I'm feeling it. Yeah.
How does your take measure up to this sauce?
This one's for you, Welshie.
Okay.
Ricky Pearsall leads the 49ers in receiving yards.
Okay, love it.
FB projections have him at 790, 58 catches, 790 yards. The big obstacle here is clearing Kittle. 76 catches for 1,037 yards, right around that range there. Oh, well, mouth is watering a little bit here. Look, if he averages 13.6 yards per reception like the FB projections have, he would need 77 total catches, or a little over one more per game than he has on our projections. And our projections have him at about 4.5 catches per game. When he was a starter, he averaged 6 catches per game last season. This is not, I don't know that this is that hard. That's why this is my third take. A lot like Trey McBride, the Trey McBride one seems like a hot take. This one's starting to bother me a little bit.
Yeah, I'm struggling a little bit focusing and might be getting a little bit red right now.
Yeah. Starting to feel a little sweaty, but
a little bit.
But this one, Ayuk coming off a major injury, right? George Kittle missed a couple games last season, so it would be crazy at his age to project him. I'm gonna have a little milk. Just like one sip.
In the middle of the take.
Just one sip there. So you guys know.
Okay. All right, go. Keep going. I'm trying to read.
But Juwan Jennings, 926 yards. That's what he's projected for. I mean, look, Ayuk coming off an injury. Kittle's old. And Jennings isn't a guy that's going to eclipse, way past 1,000 yards. I think Ricky Pearsall has more upside than anybody on this team, including Christian McCaffrey. And I don't know if he'll get there, right? I don't know if he's going to get this volume. I don't know if he's going to get to 6 catches per game. I think 4.5. I think our projections are very reasonable for Ricky Pearsall, whoever I'm talking about right now. And I think this one is third. It can feel strong. It can feel weak, but it's pretty good at the end. So kind of like this sauce.
I actually not even attempt to try to correlate everything to the sauce. This sauce, it's going to build. So you're getting a little pre-warning here, Erickson. Mm-hmm. It's going to build, and it's similar in.
Don't do that dab crap. That
no, I'm going to do it with you. We're going to do that again, but kind of like in how Ricky Pearsall could amount to this take, it might be a little bit of a build because you do have Juwan Jennings. Ayuk presents kind of a question mark in it. McCaffrey's healthy. There's a lot of things that could slow the process, but do you think we can build to a space where Ricky Pearsall is the number one receiving option in San Francisco? Do you think this is a hot take?
I think that it's a little bit more than mild. I don't know how hot it is, just based on the fact that is he the healthiest guy in the room right now? Juwan Jennings is dealing with this calf injury. Brandon Ayuk is coming off. He tore an ACL from last year. We're not sure when he's going to returns. So it seems like with the 49ers, it's a matter of, well, who's out there? Like that's going to be the guy that ends up leading this team in receiving yards. And yes, dethroning Kittle would definitely be the toughest thing for any of these receivers to do, just because Kittle is so efficient in the 49ers offense. But I mean, he's gotten banged up at times. He's also 31 years old. So, and how does his body necessarily react to more volume? Because he's been a guy that really has gotten there because of big plays, yardage, monster touchdown performances, not necessarily a guy that, oh, he's vacuuming up 10 plus targets every single week. That's not really been his game and how he's been using Shanahan's offense. But Ricky Pearsall, I think, betting on a guy entering his second season. Look, last year, it's really hard to have like these grandioso takeaways because he got shot in the offseason. And then he missed so much time. So, yes, there were downs. Like, there was a couple games where he was basically not being targeted at all by Brock Purdy. But then at the end of the season, you saw him kind of pop off a little bit with more opportunities. I think that the simple bet is it's a talented former first-round pick who's going to have opportunities in this offense that produces a lot of fantasy success. So I'm definitely in on Pearsall, especially with this Juwan Jennings calf injury. You know, now it's happening again, right? This was bothering him in OTAs. Now it's bothering him in training camp. That's a red flag that we should be paying attention to.
Well, Andrew Erickson, I would like you to please lift your street wings and your sauce, and I want you to really dab. I'm going to go in for a second one. I feel very confident where we are heading here.
I already did 2 of this one. I'm good on 2 of
I
this
actually
one.
do believe that Erickson has it might be the toughest going from this to what we're going next. So I want you to give a really strong dab.
True.
I'm going to dab it again on the rest of my teddy bear, if it'll come out. It doesn't want to come out for me. So you dive into it. Apparently this one doesn't want me to go. So is it a sign from the heavens?
Yes.
I think it is. Oh, here we go. Oh, God. Okay, well.
See, that's what happens.
I shouldn't have done that. So,
Welsh.
well, I know. This is a problem. Erickson,
Dude,
explain,
you got a host, bro.
explain how you're feeling right now with the sauce. Is it hitting you?
Not yet, but it did the same.
Yeah, it
same
took
thing
a
to
little
you
bit.
guys, so I'm waiting.
Yeah,
with...
don't go in for seconds. So
Well, you know what?
Let it marinate.
Perfect.
Can I start my take?
Yeah, no, I was
Yeah.
just going to say, let's see if it hits while you're going. We are in our third range here. This is the bold take. We went from mild to spicy to bold. Let's see if it hits you while you're going, and what is spicier, what you just ate or what you're about to drop. And I think I know the answer.
Tucker Kraft's going to finish as a top 4 fantasy tight end in 2025. And I'm looking at one of these trends I found. So 2023, the tight end leaders in yards after the catch per reception. Jonnu Smith, George Kittle, ranked first and second respectively. Both guys, the following season, finished as top 4 tight ends at the position 2024. Now, George Kittle, I don't think that was really too big of a surprise, but he wasn't being ranked or drafted as a top 4 tight end before last year. Jonnu Smith, he was way off the radar. He was a sleeper darling that hit in a major way, and I think he's kind of being drafted similar to where Tucker Kraft is being ranked and drafted outside the top 12, usually outside the top 100 overall picks. And if I miss out on the Trey McBrides, Brock Bowers, the George Kittles, Tucker Kraft is someone that I'm really interested in because this Packers passing game, it has a lot of receivers that we like, but is there a true alpha among this sea of beta fish? It seems like is Green Bay with their receivers. You know, LaFleur always talks about how he vomits at the idea of having a wide receiver 1 on his team. So maybe he's more likely to embrace the idea of, oh, maybe our tight end can be the leader of our passing game. He's already referenced Kraft in light of players like George Kittle, like Travis Kelce, players that have been the number 1 targets on their teams, been really efficient with big plays. And even if he doesn't lead the team in targets, I think that he's a strong bet to lead the team in red zone targets because that's what he was last year when Jordan Love was healthy. He's a big-bodied receiver. He can make plays after the catch, like I said. He's just a really good football player, and I want to bet on those guys taking the leap. The Green Bay Packers know they have to get in the ball. If Jordan Love is throwing more, like he did in 2023 when he threw for over 4,200 yards, 32 passing touchdowns, I think Tucker Kraft's going to have a monster season.
How are you holding up?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
This is nothing. All right. I mean, you got some
Pretty
hot takes here, but you seem to be holding the best here. Boggs, it's a pretty big, bold take. Top 4. I mean, if you believe this, Tucker Kraft has to be on every single one of your teams. I mean, he would be from every format to best ball to tight end premium to some of the big high stakes ones, whatever it is. Like this is a bold take, but in that type of offense where they rotate all the receivers, they added more passing options. do you really think that Tucker Kraft can even be a top 5 tight end?
Absolutely. And Erickson came on the ITL a couple weeks ago, and we were pumping up Tucker Kraft, made me reevaluate him and take a look. And I have a quote from Andrew Erickson. Kraft broke out in 2024, leading all tight ends in yards after catch per reception. With an eye-popping 15 missed tackles forced, the Packers tight end ran away with the starting job over Luke Musgrave and never looked back, finishing as tight end 8 overall and 10th in points per game. He ran a route on 73% of drop back. So that's from Erickson. I knew our boy Tucker Kraft was going to be in here somewhere, but I think you look at this, you have the top 3, right? You have Bowers, McBride, and Kittle. We know those are the 3. I think number 4 is pretty open. It could be Laporta, it could be Hawkinson, it could be Kelsey, Andrews, especially if likely he's going to miss an extended period of time, which looks more and more likely right now. And I think Tucker Kraft is in that group. So I think this is a good take.
Erickson's having the best time of his life. No one's having a better time than Erickson. Just between takes, just eating and going, and it's crazy.
We're interrupting his lunch.
I know.
With hot
All right.
takes.
Well, I think things are going to pick up just a tiny bit. We're about to jump into overdrive. But first, make sure, my friends, that you're checking us out over on Twitch, where we are tackling all of your fantasy questions all week, every week on Twitch at twitch.tv/fantasypros. You got Erickson and Strachan talking best balls Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Seth Wilcock and Debro are answering questions on Tuesday and Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. We've also got Q&As on Thursdays and Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm on a few of those. Give us a follow and ask questions live on Twitch at twitch.tv/fantasypros, and an opportunity that maybe the next iteration of this show we could do live on Twitch, where people are reacting and up the ante just a tiny bit. But go and check us out today. We got tons of great offerings all season long. Twitch.tv/fantasypros. Everybody take a breath, because I could be wrong about this. We are about, I feel, to take a step up. We just had 3 sauces that didn't have a whole lot to them. We are going to now move into, I guess, in totality, the top 4 biggest hot takes, but we are also moving into number 4 category, hot, except it is rated the hottest of the sauces we have, but less Scoville. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the ghost pepper sauce that we have, which has 1 million Scoville with a 13 of 15 hot rating, which is hotter than the next one, but I said the Scoville's coming up. So Erickson, I do believe you might have it the most difficult, as do I, that you have to go, I think, take a jump to jump. So here's what I'm going to ask. Wing in hand, teddy bear in hand. Give it a strong dab. I think you should if we want to not strong dab the last one, put it up to the camera. That's fine. But let's strong dab the ghost pepper. Oh, is that too much? That seems like a lot that I just put on there. Are you ready, Erickson? You got to be up at the camera. Now get up and eat it at the camera. What are you doing?
Well, you make fun of him every time he eats it in the camera. What's he supposed to do?
No, he was lipping it. All right.
That's how the guy eats. Come on.
It's going to be bad.
Oh, shoot. All right. I got to host this show. So, Erickson,
give me your hot take.
This is the 4th. This is your second biggest hot take. This sauce. This one is hurting me bad. Is this one going to hurt you bad?
Erickson, do you not have a soul? You're like not reacting at all. What's going on?
I'm trying to remain level-headed, as I try to do, but I am like Scoville. Speaking of Skull, my 4th pick here, my bold prediction, Jordan Mason, new running back for the Minnesota Skull Vikings. I think he's going to lead the NFL in rushing touchdowns this year. Last year, my call for this was Roshan Johnson. I'm in serious pain right now.
So much pain. Keep going. I have to go to break.
Jordan Mason was brought in for the Minnesota Vikings to be the goal line back. Aaron Jones was not efficient at the goal line last year. He was dead last. Bucks, you got to take over.
Okay, he was. I'm not sure why we'd pick Jordan Mason here, but look, Aaron Jones had his best season. It was his most used season last year with the Vikings, with a pass-first team, because they didn't have another running back. They traded for Jordan Mason. He's obviously going to have a pretty big role in this offense, and we know the type of points that the Minnesota Vikings put up here. So listen, like Erickson just said, if we get look at his face, if Erickson, we was just talking about touchdown regression, right? And we saw that from many guys last year, and that would be what's happening. It'd be Jordan Mason in a specific role, the team getting down to the one a lot, and Jordan Mason punching it in almost a la tush push. Just the same, obviously not the tush push, but the same level of like it's getting down to the one. We know what's happening here. Did I get you there?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
That was your take, Erickson. Go ahead.
Box,
Anything
thank
to
you.
add onto your take?
I appreciate you tagging in for me.
I got you, brother. I got
I
you
really
because you're about to have
appreciate
to do it for me. So
Yeah,
I'm
definitely gonna have to do
crying
it for you.
If anyone's listening, I just want to point out, I instantly went to my eyes with my hands after
Dude,
telling
don't
you
do
both
that.
to not do that. I'm well aware I did it.
You
I
can't
am
do that.
crying. Erickson, can you pick this up? Stop for a second. Explain what's going on in your mouth.
yeah,
right
explain in your mouth first. What is that?
now. Phrasing.
So imagine like needles, right? Just like piercing the top, the bottom, sides of your mouth. That's kind of how it feels like. Luckily,
Great
having
example.
some of these spice inhibitors or suppressors is actually helping a lot. Having bread, some orange juice, some of this cottage cheese is actually helpful. So I think I can finish up the rest of the take from the rest of the notes that I had. But
Great.
Bogman, again, you are the best. I really appreciate it. And just
Hey,
so you
look,
know, brother,
you
I'm
asked
gonna.
for a life preserver, brother. I threw it. That's,
I was
that's
ready to
what
like
it is.
tag me in, bro. Tag me in. So
that
so-
was like wrestling. You're struggling, and then you tag me and I start beating everybody up. That's exactly what it was.
So the Vikings, specifically the last 2 seasons, have been really bad in terms of scoring rushing touchdowns. So last year they were 30th in carries per touchdown. And I point this out because this is something that regresses from year to year. Last year, which team ranked last in this category? That was the Green Bay Packers. And what did Josh Jacobs do last season? He was 4th in the NFL in rushing touchdowns. He scored 15 rushing touchdowns. So again, it could still be Aaron Jones. I will admit that. Both running backs were bad at the goal line last year. Now, that's why the Vikings went out, revamped the interior offensive line, adding guys in free agency, adding players up in the draft. Because I think that they want to put less pressure on J.J. McCarthy to have to make all the plays in the red zone. Give it to your talented running backs. Let them score some of these touchdowns inside the red zone. And one of the trends I found that was kind of cool, since 2021, we've seen a running back on a new team hit touchdown totals of 15, 13, 16, 15, and 13. So I think Jordan Mason, at worst, I think he's still going to be able to get in that double-digit touchdown territory and be a great late-round pick in fantasy football. And hey, if he hits this, it's plus 7,500. Follow me on Betting Bros. Jordan Mason lead the NFL in touchdowns.
What was the take again? I don't.
Jordan Mason.
Jordan Mason lead the NFL in touchdowns. Rushing
Okay,
touchdowns.
that's what it was. I knew Jordan Mason was involved. Everything went dark. Everything went black. I want to raise.
By the
after
way,
this.
Welsh was just shoveling bread into his mouth.
I
I'm
just,
while you were
doing
talking.
okay now.
I'm not.
I'm doing okay now.
I'm still hurting. Boggs,
well,
I
you've been
can't-
doing more.
You don't
so-
want to do another one, Welsh?
I can't
I'm
do
so
this one
surprised.
again with you. I'm gonna
Okay.
cry. I can maybe do the tiniest of dabs. I want you to
Don't do it.
kill it
Don't
though.
do it.
Kill it. No, let's
no,
see it on
I'm-
screen.
No, nobody flies alone. Let's go.
All right, hold on.
All right.
I'll do a tiny little dab, like tiny little baby dab.
I've got it all over here. So
Okay, so hold
it's
on.
all over this
All right,
one.
I got a little baby dab here.
I'm going.
We're going together. 3,
One,
2,
two.
1. I actually wish I didn't do that. All right, Bogman, it's great radio here. We've all got. I cannot
What are we
believe
doing?
Erickson went back in here. This is brutal. I was crying. It hurts, and the needle analogy is one of the best things I've ever heard for this. This is a brutal, brutal take. Brutal hot sauce for. Let's see if it's a brutal take. Jordan Mason leading the league in touchdowns is a wildly big take. Bogman, what are you going through, and is your take going to be hotter than this sauce?
Holy God.
But we got to start the take at least, and then I can tag
Yeah.
you in.
Okay. All right. Matthew Golden. Oh my God.
Yeah,
This is fire.
this hurts.
Finishes as a low end wide receiver 2 in fantasy. It may not sound way bold, but no one has ranked him higher than 36. So he's a low end wide receiver 3 to everybody.
There's a drink. Bogman's going in for a drink. That's your big milk cup, right?
Right now, his ECR is wide receiver 51, 129 overall. His ADP is 46. Good God.
It doesn't get any better. It hurts. It's going through the nose. Bogman's going to
bad.
French fries.
In 2024, Zay Flowers, 172.5 points as wide receiver 24. Jacoby Myers, 183.1 in 23. Cooper Kupp, 163.9 in 22, making a 3-year average, 173.2 points. As a wide receiver, low-end wide receiver 24 here.
Not great to cover your mouth on a podcast, but yep. Oh, I see your eyes are starting to go.
Anyway, 3-year average of points here is 173.2 points. 24.3 point difference from projections. That's only 1.43 points per game. That's a 5-yard catch in half. 1 10-yard catch in half-point PPR, if I could do my math right now. Every single week. That's all you got to add for Matthew Golden on the projections to become wide receiver 24 and a low-end wide receiver number 2. So it doesn't feel bold like this goddamn sauce here, but it does work out. It can happen. So
feels like a workout. Bogman, go to your milk. Erickson, you are a trooper. You went back in for more. I will tell you, the small dab did not hit. It just kind of reactivated a tiny bit. It did not hit me remotely close. So it was the bigger dab that got us here. But
you already killed all your senses with the first one.
Yeah, the senses are done. So it'll be really interesting on the last one. But what do you think about Matthew Golden pushing wide receiver 1 territory? That I think is a very hot take. I don't know if it's as hot as this sauce.
I think it is a hot take. I know personally I like Jaden Reed a little bit more than Matthew Golden this year, but I just think that there's a lot of opportunity, and even with the Tucker Kraft hot take, with this Packers offense, if it just gets back to more what we saw in 2023, where Jordan Love is throwing for 30-plus passing touchdowns,
it's on my lips.
Someone's going to pop from this Green Bay Packers receiver room or at the tight end position. So Jaden Reed last year, again, if you think that Golden does step up like Boggs says is going to be the number 1 receiver on this roster. Well, Jaden Reed was a top 10 wide receiver before week 14 last year. He was producing in this offense. So if Matthew Golden is, I use this on the Betting Pros podcast, if he is the prince that was promised as a first-round pick for the Green Bay Packers, then yeah, I think that he could definitely be a back-end fantasy wide receiver 2, if not a fantasy wide receiver 1. I mean, he was a first-round pick. He's a super talented guy, and he just shows up in big moments. Like, that was the biggest thing with him at Texas. Where Isaiah Bond, when that guy got all the hype, he was nowhere to be found. Matthew Golden did the exact opposite. So,
do you think at all that our takes have followed the wings or the sauce, because we went 3 levels which were okay, and I feel like we jumped into the boldest of bold takes with the sauce. How is the hold up here before we get to the
from
final
purgatory
one?
to the river Styx? This is what we did here.
Well, Boggs, unfortunately, you're going to have it tough because you're going to go right into the next one. But how are you holding up currently?
Not great. My lips are burning. Tongue is burning. Mouth is burning.
All right, Erickson has moved to off screen here. Erickson, how are you holding up here? Are you eating
He's just
more?
having extra bites.
No,
I think he's eating bread.
No, I'm eating the spice suppressors. So the bread. I'm freaking orange juice. This is good. This stuff is helping a lot.
I wish I had done that. All right, gentlemen, we are going into the final 2 takes. The nuclear heat, as it's called, the Trinidad Scorpion. This is again, we're going to find out here in just a second. This is 2 million Scoville, but the heat rating is under the other. But this is seen as the hottest one, so we are going to double the Scoville. If that truly means we're doubling the heat, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know if your takes are going to be able to match up. So take a deep breath. The hottest of hot takes with the hottest of hot sauces. My final teddy bear in tow. Bogman, raise your wing, raise your Trinidad Scorpion, and give her a nice dab. A good one.
Why does this look black?
Oh, it is like black. Oh, all right. That is a lot, I think. I think you guys can all see.
I don't have that much.
I know the smell. Erickson just smelt it. All right, Bogman, quick before you do it. I put more on mine.
Yeah.
Before we do it, will this be hotter than the take you're about to give?
Yes, 100%.
Let's go to the mouth. Get your milk away. All right, here we go.
Get your milk away.
I'm okay so far.
It's disgusting.
It's awful. It's hot and awful. Ugh.
It just tastes bad. It just tastes bad.
Why did we do this?
Oh.
Is my question.
Should I just do more of the ghost pepper then next?
Oh, no, you got to try this one. You want to mix it, you can be a champ. All right, Boggs, that one is not good. It's also bad hot. Is your take going to be any better than
hitting me
sauce?
all late. This sucks.
Yeah. All right, well, let's hear your final hot take of the Hot Takes episode.
Okay. Anthony Richardson finishes QB6. We don't even know if he's going to start right now. He may not start any games for the Colts this game. And I'm going to say he finishes as QB number 6. We wanted a crazy one, right? From weeks 11 to 16, he was QB 16, and he had some good finishes in there. Week 1, he was QB 4. Week 11, QB 4. Week 13, QB 9. 2023, he only had 4 starts. He finished as QB 4 week 1. He finishes QB 2 in week 4. He has some finishes that are very high. Obviously, the rushing total, I'm saying this take like I'm mad at it.
Yeah, it's the nose starts to run this one.
And what were we talking about? Anthony Richardson?
Anthony Richardson, yep.
Right. So, Jonathan Taylor being next to him, so many rushing yards, so many rushing touchdowns. This system is built for a running quarterback. Mm-hmm.
Got milk.
That's what Anthony Richardson is. Riley Leonard, Daniel Jones. This is built all the
It's a
same.
race, not a marathon.
So, I think Anthony Richardson, if he starts, he's got great targets. He's got Josh Downs. They drafted Tyler Warren. He has Michael Pittman. He has Alec Pierce. Took a big step up. And Adonai Mitchell. There's guys to replace these guys if they go down. DJ Giddens is behind Taylor now.
You're like 2 sentences.
This offense is tailor-made to make a big-time quarterback for fantasy. It is a perfect offense to build around a good quarterback. Why did I get it on my lips? So Anthony Richardson, QB6. If he starts all 17 games, he's a QB1 no matter what. All I'm asking is a little bit more than that. So, good God.
Can the sauces be hotter than the takes? Can the takes live up to actual heat?
Yeah.
We are experimenting with it. So I'm going to give you the option, Richard. You got to do this sauce. If you want to up the ante and be a man of the people, you can put some ghost pepper on it. This one doesn't.
Why though?
Well, because he wants to be a rock star. It's one, but you got to show the screen if you're what you're doing.
Got to be a rock star.
Okay, so be a rock star. So because I have done everything, I don't want this to be the end. I do not enjoy this sauce. It is hot and it is lingering, but I'm going to join you because I'm also a man of the people. I'm going to dab a little bit of both of these on here. Let's get a little bit of that. Oh, God. All right. We are putting both together. This is ghost pepper and the Trinidad Scorpion for what
YOLO
I am
Erickson.
going to guess is the hottest take of the show from Andrew Erickson. So, Erickson, oh, my God, you really dipped that thing. Let's go. A lot of top of your head. Oh, boy.
This
It was a bad idea.
Why did you do that twice, Welsh?
Oh, God. Because I did every single one twice. I couldn't end at the last one.
You see?
Oh, it's
That's
Erickson.
what it did to me.
What's the hot?
All right,
what is the take that's going to live up to this?
I'm getting to the take. So, a Buffalo Bills wide receiver is going to finish as a wide receiver 1 this season, but it's not going to be Khalil Shakir. It's not going to be Keon Coleman. It's not going to be Joshua Palmer. It's going to be Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore is going to finish 2025 as a fantasy wide receiver 1. That is my hottest, spiciest take. Yes, I came to the table with a hot take that is worthy of being in the Trinidad Scorpion tier of hot takes. And
I think your take is hotter than the sauce. And I hate this sauce's stupid guts.
So this is my mindset behind the Elijah Moore play. So we've seen some 5th-year wide receivers or 6th-year receivers over the last 3 seasons finish as top 12 guys for the very first time. Those guys have been Christian Kirk, DJ Moore, Jerry Jeudy. Guys that all finished as wide receiver 1s entering their 5th or 6th seasons. The common theme with all those players, they were all playing for new teams. and they had multiple seasons with at least 100 targets on their resume. Elijah Moore has playing on a new team, attached with the best quarterback of his career in Josh Allen. He has back-to-back 100-yard target seasons entering this season. He's 25 years old. I already mentioned playing with the best quarterback of his career by far. No more Joe Flacco's, Deshaun Watson, Zach Wilson's when he was with the Jets and Browns. I think Elijah Moore's a talented guy, and I don't think he's always been put in the best situations. Now, is he the favorite to be the best Bills receiver? No, of course not. I would definitely draft guys like Palmer, Keon Coleman, Shakir over Elijah Moore. But again, if we're trying to get hot here with the hottest take, I want to be bold here by going all the way down the depth chart to Elijah Moore as this year's fifth-year breakout. And as I was doing research for this show, I was looking on playerprofiler.com, looking at Elijah Moore, his profile, and his closest comparable receiver. It's Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett, his fifth year, finished as the wide receiver 13. That was the highest of his career before we started to see him break out. So fifth-year breakouts happen more often than you think. And Elijah Moore, if he gets the opportunity, I think he can deliver with Josh Allen. So that is my hottest take. And do you guys agree? Is it hotter than the sauce or no?
Yes. I think it's hotter than the sauce. And this sauce sucks. By the way, the salt worked better than anything else.
I wish I would have done that. You know, the great thing about this episode is, too, it has such great rewatchability because I don't know anything you just said outside of Elijah Moore. I heard Elijah Moore. So, Bogman, I hope you heard stuff. I feel sick. I'm sweating. Like I would be if I was depending on Elijah Moore as one of my top wide receivers. But what do you think about this? Because you're a Keon Coleman guy.
Yeah, I'm a Keon Coleman guy, but we know this is a hot take. This is, a guy that might end up as the fourth wide receiver, being a wide receiver 1 for this team. And I think Eli Moore definitely has the talent to do this, right? Like you said, very similar skill set to Tyler Lockett. Josh Allen can throw the ball. My thing is, this dude's had so many concussions, I thought he probably should have retired than playing again. So one more bad pop, and I think that might be a wrap for Eli Moore. But he's a good player, and he was very undersold going to the Bills. And, as far as bold takes go, it's way bolder than mine. Anthony Richardson finishes as QB6 is, it's bold because he might not start a game, but Eli Moore might not get enough snaps to be a top 3 wide receiver on the Bills. So this is a very spicy take, spicier than the sauce. So, man, I didn't think it was ever going to calm down. I'm telling you that salt, if it hasn't calmed down for you guys, the salt works the best.
Well, that was a hot take. And if it maybe was just hot enough or not even hot enough, make sure to check out our cheat sheets. Because if you agree with Erickson, you can move Elijah Moore up your cheat sheet by using the Cheat Sheet Creator. The Cheat Sheet Creator is your personal guide to perfect league-specific rankings. Visualize your path to victory as you add tiers and tag your busts, breakouts, and sleepers. Sync your league to craft custom rankings, ensuring every pick is strategic and tailored to your league settings. Sync your league and enter your draft with confidence using the Cheat Sheet Creator at fantasypros.com/sheet or the Fantasy Football Draft Wizard app. I was almost going to ask for an instant raise for being able to do that read perfectly on time, but the sauce got me. It's hugged me. Guys,
look at Erickson's face.
We have all officially completed our hot takes. Erickson, you seem to be struggling a little bit. What do you think?
It just
from the sauces to the takes.
It hit on the back nine. My lips are on fire, right?
Dude, it's the lips. It's the worst. That's why I kept grunting. Dude.
I was doing okay. I thought, man, I'm handling the scorpion sauce pretty well, and then it just all of a sudden my lips just.
I think it's because
fuego.
You already killed 50% of the nerves in your mouth with the ghost stuff, so it took a little bit longer for the Trinidad stuff to hit. But when it did, it was worse. It was worse. I didn't think it was gonna be worse than the ghost stuff, but it was.
Well, let us know.
You're the man. Doing 2 dabs on all of those, incredible.
I'm struggling a lot, and I did feel like I was going to throw up about 5 minutes ago, but luckily I think I'm going to be able to save that for about 5 minutes from now to get out of here. But let us know in the comments, what was your favorite sauce and your favorite take, your favorite reaction. You got the comments below because we're always doing great giveaways when you're subscribed and you comment. But what was your favorite hot take in this one? And by the way, that could be the player or that could be the reaction because they were quite good moments. Hey, Bogman, remember when you said this was nothing and everything was all fine about 45 minutes ago? How do you feel now?
I do. Yeah, look, I would put the yellow sauce is not as spicy as mustard. I would say but this stuff might murder me. This Trinidad scorpion stuff. This is stuff where like you're making chili, you put 1 drop in it and you're good.
Yeah,
That's the stuff.
Quite a few too many drops, but you guys completed the hot take challenge. I hope everybody enjoyed it. We are off the proverbial hot seat. The sweat is starting to go away just a tiny bit. The red is sticking with the color for me, but you know, that's how it is. It was a tough challenge, and I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Make sure you're subscribed on the YouTube side. For Andrew Erickson and Scott Bogman, I'm Chris Welsh. We did it. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, and we'll talk to you next time for more hot takes right here on Fantasy Pros. Oh.